There are ample Web3 use cases for businesses, brands, and startups alike. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you 5 possible business startups for you to get started in Web3 today. Hi, my name's Samuel from Speak Straight, and we help businesses implement Web3 and build a community around it. Web3, I honestly believe, and I'm passionate about the fact that it is the catalyst of the future. And I want to be around as many people that feel the same way as I do. So please feel free to contact me on any of my social media platforms, somewhere between Sam Speak Straight and Speak Straight. Now, this video won't be for everyone. If you want to start a business in Web3, please do it because you love it, not just because you're trying to hop on a trend. Nothing's going to succeed if you're just trying to follow trends. Surfing analogy, surfers don't chase waves, they lay in wait until it comes to them. But that's not to get confused with not jumping on opportunity. Before I really get into this, I just want to say that Web3 doesn't just feel like a new thing to me. This is a real shift, trans-dimensional change that is going to affect the way that people interact, do business, and just live their daily lives. It's going to be a bigger jump than what the internet was from TV or what TV was from the radio. I honestly believe that this is one of the biggest societal changes that we will ever see in our lifetime. Paired with AI and all these other kind of crazy things that are getting involved in the space and that are necessary to make the space really explode, it's a really, really exciting time to learn more. So if you're interested in Web3 and business and startups alike, then please get in touch with me, follow me, subscribe, like, comment, do all that great fun stuff. Now, I don't remember who said this. I've tried to find out, but unfortunately I couldn't. But they said that some people, a lot of people nowadays, are feeling more like themselves online than they do offline. Be that through bullying, anxiety, or whatever kind of reason that they have. There is a growing number of people who feel like they can be more of themselves online than offline. And this really ties into that kind of Web3 identity, which is so important at the moment, and online identity as a whole. Web3 gives people a sense of choice, a sense of power to take over their online lives, where they could feel completely helpless in their offline lives. So before I get far too deep into what Web3 means to me, I can make another video on that if you'd like to see it. Do like and comment if you want to, and don't forget to subscribe. But I'm going to be breaking down the 5 best business ideas that I could come up with off the top of my head. I'm going to be breaking down what the target would be, what the business is, and what I would do to get started if I was going to start one of these businesses. Startup idea number 1 would be some form of augmented reality Dapp design. So in not too many years, we're going to be walking around with AR glasses. I'm a very firm believer in that the world is going to go AR far before it goes VR. So that means that there's going to be a massive need for designers and programmers and coders who are familiar with augmented reality. There's a few different layers to get involved with when it comes to augmented reality. It's a pretty complicated space, one of which is the spatial interaction layer, the digital layer, and the physical layer. If I was starting this business today, I'd start by learning as much as I possibly could about those 3 layers, and then getting into AR design software, which looks loads of fun to me. I'm an artist at heart. I love to draw for fun. So getting involved in like 3D art is something that I've wanted to do for a while. So I definitely suggest getting involved in AR design if you like design. So there's loads of different programs that you can use, like Adobe Aero, or Unity is one if you're into programming and coding. Adobe Aero is more if you're into the design side, and then Unity is more if you're into the programming and coding side of things. Failing that, I would find someone on Upwork or Fiverr who already knows something about augmented reality, reaching out to them, bringing them in, and then focusing on the marketing side of things, because whether people like it or not, a business doesn't sell itself. So when it comes to marketing and sales, you're going to need someone to do that, or you're going to have to do the design, or you can do it all yourself. Either way, it's going to take a lot of time. These aren't easy things to start. Businesses are not easy to do. So I'd say the best target would be probably offices, businesses, so like a B2B space, because individuals aren't going to be adopting the technology super soon. I think the first people who are going to be adopting this are going to be large corporations, offices, people who work from home, definitely. Startup idea number 2 is crypto and token implementation. All of the ideas that I'm kind of hitting you with today are some form of SaaS or a manual software, but they can be done on a case-by-case basis depending on how much skill you've got. If you can be the person to learn to do this and then train other people to do this to grow and develop your business, then you're going to be in a world of money, in my opinion. I haven't done this, I'm not going to do this, but it's just an idea for you to take on. More and more businesses are trying to get involved in crypto as the Web3 bubble gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So if you can be the middleman between them getting involved with a crypto coin or starting a token and taking a service charge based on that, then you're going to be able to hip hop around all loads of different businesses and lower the overall risk of losing your business if there is some kind of burst. Yes, I have heard that most crypto projects are doomed to fail. If you don't believe so, let me know in the comments. But if you can capitalize on a situation while it's still growing, then why not give it a go? You're not going to start a business by sitting and waiting for it to come to you. Unless you just watched this video, then the business idea has just come to you. So this business, again, would be on a B2B level. You wouldn't be focusing on individuals or sole traders. You'd be focusing on limited companies, public companies that are looking to adopt this new technology, and you want to be marketing to them, making phone calls to the business, trying to get in touch with people on social media or on LinkedIn, or however you can find a way to contact the big important decision makers in that business. Then that's the kind of target that you want to be aiming at. To get started, I'd learn absolutely everything that I can about tokenomics and crypto in general, as well as smart contracts, because you're going to have to automate everything through the blockchain, whether you decide to somehow start your own blockchain or use one of the ones that are already available like ETH or Solana or Metis or any of these other blockchains. I was thinking about this, you could call it like Cripim, or not Cripim for crypto implementation. So startup idea number 3 would be some form of cross-platform crypto and NFT price analyzer. Now, there might already be something like this out there, but I think we really need this one, especially for crypto and NFTs and the whole Web3 market to really go mainstream. It needs to be simplified. People need to be able to go to one space in order to compare what's going on across multiple chains, as multi-chain technology is the future of the whole space. We do live in a very divided world at the moment, and I personally feel like that needs to change, and implementing a cross-chain technology to do that I think is a great place to start. Now, this is definitely not an easy business to start, because you'd have to find a way to develop a code that, or find someone that could develop a code that could scrape data from multiple blockchains simultaneously in order to compare them together to see what you can find the best price. This would take things like gas fees into consideration. If you were considering uploading an NFT, it would tell you what would be the best. It basically removes the need for an individual to do lots of research, kind of like Compare the Market or Go Compare or any of these other car insurance comparison sites or energy comparison sites. If there can be a business that can do that for blockchain technology, then I truly believe that will flourish. This would make a massive time saver for people, and not to mention a financial benefit. And there's two things that everyone wants more of, is time and money. Personally, I feel time is more valuable, so I'd be looking to save as much time as possible in my research, while getting good research done in as little time as possible. I think that's where the real value of this business will really shine through. So as a target for this, you'd be looking at individuals that are looking to take their finances into their own hands, people that are interested in NFTs as a whole, the whole kind of Web3 space that's really growing. This isn't so much B2B. I can't see a way that you'd be able to sell this idea to another business unless you're doing partnership deals in order to get on the blockchains. But you're not trying to build on the blockchain. You're trying to compare the chains themselves and the prices and the different aspects of what that chain can offer based on what the individual wants to do. Startup idea number 4 would be a digital receipt provider, tying into some form of personal budgeting software. Unsurprisingly, a digital receipt provider may not sound like the sexiest of businesses out there. It's not going to sound the best, but business isn't all about being able to flex on your friends or just make a bigger impact in your social circle. Starting a business is about solving a problem for people and making lives better. That's, to me, what business is. And I think if you're just starting a business to really flex on someone, then you in the wrong industry. Go be like a rapper or something. But in all seriousness, you're going to need a chain, something like Ripple, with a really low environmental impact, something that's not going to completely counterbalance the fact that you're saving waste paper but then polluting the earth with 900 kilograms of carbon produced by Bitcoin every trade. So you want to be working with some kind of chain like Ripple to minimize the environmental impact of this as possible. Your market is definitely going to be businesses, small, medium, and large businesses that sell a lot to people. So things like retail, Next, Sainsbury's, if you're in the UK, like Tesco's, high street brands, people that sell products to customers. They're the people that you're going to be targeting for this. I was really interested to find out that 35% of retail stores on the high street were actually looking to lean towards a non-paper receipt. We do already have digital receipts, which can be sent to your email, but you can really add that extra layer of ensuring that if that product was faulty, then you could get it back. Yes, you could have a code on the digital receipt, but this is a genuine proof of purchase as it's on the blockchain and it can't be replicated. So I was thinking about this. I really wanted to jump on this one, even though it's not a super sexy one. I really like this idea. I had this idea a while ago, actually, but I'm giving it to you for free, and I hope someone really runs with this because I want to see it happen. So please, if you're at all interested in communication, sales, then definitely jump on this one because I really want to see it done. And drop in the comments, like the video, subscribe if you like this business idea. I'd love to kind of talk about the other ideas that you've had, if you've had any kind of Web3 business ideas. To get started, find the chain with the least possible environmental impact. Now, it doesn't have to be a massive chain, like something like Ripple. It can be a smaller chain that may have an even lower environmental impact, but that's probably the main focus because one of the major selling points is that you're going to be saving the environment through these digital receipts. And the personal budgeting software, this can kind of get tied in where it takes all of your receipts together and automatically compartmentalizes them into whichever area that receipt is, similar to something like Starling, how they've got the pie chart of where you spend your money. This would do something similar, but probably a lot better because the metadata would have to be a lot more precise than a transaction from your card. I'd also start writing and learning about like environmental impacts. That would be another massive step. And finding someone who understands coding and programming would be a great start. Now, there are loads of no-code platforms coming out, so one of them might work as well, but you're going to have to be building on a blockchain, so you're probably going to need a blockchain developer, as well as looking into cross-chain technology. Startup idea number 5 is decentralized data sales, or building a personal data market. Now, this one does to me sound super sexy. This sounds like a great business. Like, it sounds like so much fun. Decentralized data sales. It may not sound fun to you. I like decentralization and sales, but basically what you'd be doing is blocking the data from big tech and collecting that to return to the individual. So you'd somehow have to find a way to intercept the cookies from a website to remove that data and then store that data on a hard drive based in that person's home. Because the whole idea of the decentralization of their personal data is that they can hold their own data and then they can choose to sell on their data to advertisement companies that they want to see. I saw a tweet the other day of someone who said, no, I like personalized ads because it means that I actually see stuff that I'm interested in, which is a fair point. I've had times where I've been like, okay, this ad isn't actually that bad. So if I could sell my attention to, say, Google or whoever, and then earn a profit or earn money based on what I actually wanted to look at, not that it's all about money, but that would be an incredible thing. And that would really secure data as a whole. The target here would be people that are interested in freedom and cybersecurity, people that actually do take an interest in the deeper side of technology, what data is, what it can do, and people that maybe that are concerned about what's happening in life. So almost conspiracy theorists. You might be able to pitch this to conspiracy theorists, especially with the fact that you're storing the data in their own home. And if you're storing it in their personal server, then the company or business itself won't have access to that. There may have to be some way to take a percentage if they do choose to sell their data, but I'm not going too deep into the sales side of things. To get started in this business, personally, I'd start looking at the hardware. I'd find out what home server would be the most affordable and the best for people to use. Maybe not the most affordable, but the best overall home server to use that's simple and that can be set up and can have some form of program put into it nice and easily. So I accidentally wrote 6 instead of 5. This final one is probably the most complicated, which is a personal AI. Learning to develop artificial intelligence, something like Alexa or Siri. AI is going to play a massive part of Web3. There's speculation that it could be the single most important part of the spatial web. The metaverse itself, which is probably one of the most sought after parts of Web3, needs AI to be a true metaverse. Now, I am far from the best person to speak to about AI. I'm very limited on my knowledge of coding and programming, but if you do like programming and coding and you're looking for a challenge, then I definitely look into developing AI, as it's going to be a massive market. You know, it's already growing. So choosing your target would completely depend on what you'd want the AI to do, whether you'd want it to be a virtual assistant for business owners, whether you'd want it to be a companion for lonely people, whether you'd want it to be more like an Alexa, where it's just a kind of in your home, does everything kind of thing, or it could even be a little robot that follows you around like R2-D2 and it learns about the space around it. You can literally find code to do this on like GitHub. So I'd start by asking yourself what you want the AI to be: a helper, a companion, whatever, a novelty, and then start researching other AI projects that have started based on what they're doing. Then you can kind of learn more about AI itself and what it is and what it needs to be, and then go from there. So this video was really fun to make this. I'm a real ideas guy. I like coming up with ideas, so I'm probably going to make more of these. If you want to see more of these, definitely like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't already, check out my TikTok, my Instagram, my Facebook. I post all of this content on there in different formats. So if you don't want to sit and watch a 10-minute video and you just want to see the business ideas come up one by one, then definitely check out my TikTok or my Instagram. If you want to get in touch with me, definitely the best place is Twitter. If you don't already know that Web3 Twitter takes off, it's where everyone hangs out. Or get with me on UHive or Entree, one of these other Web3 social platforms that I'm on at the moment. UHive is really cool for entertainment. Entree is really cool for entrepreneurs. Definitely check those out as well. Thank you very much for joining me. I look forward to speaking to you again in the next video. Cheers. If you don't know what augmented reality is, let me know and I'll make a video about that. You've got to jump on a surfboard. What am I talking about?